Close your eyes for a moment if it's safe to do so, and remember the last time you felt fully alive, when inspiration struck you so powerfully that the world around you seemed to dissolve, and all you could do was create. That spark comes not from spreadsheets or to-do lists, but from a place within each of us that transcends logic. I'm Lyn, and this is Paul.
It is indeed.
And I invite you into the alchemy of creation, where we'll uncover how the mind's familiar patterns can confine us and why the heart's deeper knowing can heal, liberate, and transform. This isn't about abandoning reason, it's about awakening the intuitive force that lies beneath it, the force that births music and moves centuries, inventions that reshape industries, and lives that radiate purpose. We're journeying beyond calculation into the realm of authentic expression, showing you how to tap into the wellspring of creativity that pulses at the center of your very being. So let's begin.
You know, it's ironic that the mind we rely on to guide us actually becomes the very barrier to originality. You see, the mind assembles reality from memories, patterns, and social conditioning. It weighs risks, seeks validation, and measures every idea against what already exists. If you've ever put a project on hold because you feared it wasn't good enough, or spent countless hours tweaking minor details only to end up back at square one, you know what I mean. Perfectionism, fear-driven choices, and endless overthinking all stem from this mental framework. When creation is led by the mind solely, it tends to produce work that is safe, familiar, and ultimately forgettable, echoing trends rather than setting them, and leaving us questioning why fulfillment remains just out of reach, even when we follow every best practice.
In contrast, creative work that springs from the heart operates on entirely different principles. The heart bypasses calculation and simply knows. It speaks through authenticity rather than strategy and sees beyond the binary of success or failure. When you create from your deepest essence, the resulting work carries a resonance of vitality that logic alone can never achieve. It taps into what is timeless, transcending the ebb and flow of cultural fads, and setting new standards of beauty and elevation. That's the source of the flow state, where time seems to dissolve and you feel as though creation is happening through you, rather than by you. Heart-led creations also possess a magnetic quality. Instead of convincing through argument, they invite recognition through resonance.
Shifting your creative process from mind to heart begins with awareness. Notice when you catch yourself asking, "Is this good enough?" or "What will people think?" These thoughts signal that the mind is at the helm. To reclaim your heart's wisdom, cultivate presence. The mind dwells in the past, regrets, or future anxieties, while the heart lives in the eternal now. Practices like meditation, conscious breathing, or mindful movement act as anchors drawing you into the present moment, where your most inspired ideas await. When faced with a choice, tune into what feels expansive rather than what seems logically sound. This subtle guidance often arrives as a soft, visceral nudge, one that the mind is quick to override if you let it.
You don't need to look far from evidence of heart-centered breakthroughs. Albert Einstein spoke of insights coming to him in vivid intuitive flashes long before rigorous proof followed. Mozart described his compositions arriving complete in his imagination, waiting only for transcription. Van Gogh's canvases still vibrate with emotional intensity more than a century later, reminding us that authenticity resonates across time. In the realm of business, visionary leaders like Steve Jobs defied consumer surveys and conventional wisdom, trusting instead in an inner knowing of what could captivate and transform. Nobel laureate Barbara McClintock insisted on hearing what the material has to say, illustrating that discoveries often begin as intuitive inklings before the mind catches up.
Embracing heart-centered creation demands courage, because the mind offers a comforting illusion of safety. It asks for consensus, for proof and guarantees. The heart, by contrast, beckons us into uncharted territory. It asks us to trust when the path is invisible, to stand firm when others doubt, and to persevere through uncertainty. This journey may feel like stepping off a cliff without a net, yet with each step taken in alignment with your heart's intelligence, trust deepens and fear dissolves. What once seemed reckless becomes the new normal, and you discover a creative power far greater than you ever imagined.
To cultivate this heart-led alchemy, begin each endeavor with stillness. Pause, breathe, and feel your heartbeat to interrupt the mind's habitual chatter. Instead of questioning how to make something successful, and for yourself to what wants to emerge through you. When inspiration strikes, which often happens in the most illogical moments, the shower, honor them immediately rather than shelving it for later. Learn to distinguish fear-based emotions from those that feel expansive. Let only the latter guide your choices. Finally, create environments, both physical and temporal, dedicated to heart-centered creation, free from distractions and demands. In these sacred spaces, your truest voice can rise unfiltered.
So true. Ultimately, our most revolutionary act as conscious creators isn't rebellion against the existing order, but birthing entirely new possibilities. The mind reproduces what already exists. The heart conjures what has never been. When we create from the heart, we don't just improve our business or relationships, we alter the very fabric of collective reality. Each heart-centered creation sends ripples across the field, expanding what becomes possible for everyone. The world may be drowning in mind-made mediocrity, but it hungers for the wild wisdom of those who are brave enough to bypass the domesticated mind. The choice is yours. Will you continue crafting reality through constraints of thought, or will you dare to create from the boundless realm of heart consciousness? Your answer shapes not only your work, but the world we share.
As we close this chapter on heart-centered alchemy, carry the spark of intuitive creation into your day. If our exploration stirred something within you, please subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss a lovely invitation to awaken your creative potential.
Share your own moments of heart-led inspiration in the comments below, and let us know how you're transcending the ordinary. Until next time, think differently, dream boldly, and create consciously.